Morning, sir. Good morning.
Morning, madam. Good
Good
morning.
morning, madam. Good morning. Is it raining in Bangalore, ma'am?
Yes, yesterday
Okay.
night also.
Okay, fine. So similar to Kerala.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
so yeah, thank you. So good morning, teachers. Hope you are all doing well and happy to see you all in your computer lab. The ambience is too good, and I think you will be getting a better a learning atmosphere from this place. Like instead of attending from your houses, this would be a group session. So being collective together would give it would add some colors to your study time. Okay, so now let me start with the class. Today we are going to look into two topics. Okay, in the last class we have completed adjectives. We completed adjectives, I mean, in the last before class, and the last class was completely a conversation based class. It was completely activity oriented. So today I thought of focusing on grammar. Okay, maybe if we get time, we can also look on activity, but I primarily am planning to focus on grammar. Okay, because these are some important topics that you ought to know now. Okay, so the topics that we are going to discuss now is adverbs first. First, we are going to look at adverbs, and then we will slowly start tenses. Okay, this is the right time to start tenses. Okay, in most of the classes, in most of the courses, they will primarily focus on tenses. Like they will immediately start tenses as the first topic. But I thought of not doing like that because once you are aware of nouns, pronouns, adjective, verbs, and adverbs, only then you will be able to perceive the importance of tenses. So I thought of teaching you this topic after completing 4 to 5 parts of speech. So we have completed 4 parts of speech. We have completed nouns, pronouns, verbs, adjectives, and today we are moving to the fifth part of speech, that is adverbs. Okay, after adverbs, we still have
Dakshata,
three more
madam,
parts.
can switch off the mic? Turn
Dakshata.
it on.
Yes, Dakshata, ma'am, can you please
Dakshata, yes,
switch
madam.
off the mic? Yeah, sure. As it creates some disturbance, no, you can just switch off it, and once if some questions are asked, you can switch on. Okay, fine. So adverb is the fifth part of speech. We have already completed 4 parts of speech, and adverb is the fifth one. So after adverbs, we have 3 more parts of speech: prepositions, conjunctions, and interjections. But that could be studied even later. That is not important now. So for the time being, you should be aware of the first 5 parts of speech so that we can go to tenses. Okay. So I think my screen is visible now. Yes, is my screen visible? Yes. Okay, fine. Thank you. So, we already know that adjectives are words that describe a noun or a pronoun. For example, in the sentence, Anu looks pretty, I am describing the noun Anu to be pretty. Pretty means sundar, yeah, beautiful. Okay. Or if I tell he is handsome, he is the pronoun here, and I am describing the pronoun he to be handsome. So either I can describe a noun or a pronoun using adjectives like pretty, handsome, beautiful, cute, tall, short, strong, small, etc. So similarly, we should also describe verbs. Verbs should also be described with the help of adverbs. Okay, when nouns and pronouns are described with the help of adjectives, verbs also need somebody to describe it, right? Verbs cannot be left alone. They also need somebody to talk about them, to modify them, that is to describe them. So that work is done by the fifth part of speech called adverbs. So this is a very simple note from which you can clearly understand what are the purposes of using adverbs. So you can see that I will just zoom the screen a little more. So adverbs modify a verb, an adjective, or another adverb. So the job of adverbs is to modify a verb, to describe a verb, and adverbs can also describe adjectives and also another adverbs. So from this we can understand that adverbs are more powerful than adjectives because adjectives can describe only nouns and pronouns. But that is not the case with adverbs. Adverbs can describe a verb, then it can describe an adjective, and adverbs can also describe other adverbs. If there are two adverbs in a sentence, no, one adverb will describe another adverb. Okay, so you will see how this happens step by step. Okay, so first we are going to check how an adverb describes a verb in a sentence. Okay, so primarily we should understand that if someone asks you what is meant by an adverb, you just need to tell an adverb is a part of speech that describes verbs in a sentence. Okay, or an adverb is a part of speech that describes verbs. That's it. And what is an adjective? An adjective is a part of speech that describes nouns and pronouns. Okay. So here you can see an adverb tells more about a verb in the sentence. We have four examples here. So I will read it today. The fire engine runs fast. Second, listen to his speech carefully. Third, I browse the web frequently. Fourth, it rained hard. So here you can see that in the first sentence, the fire engine runs fast. The fire engine is doing an action. What is that action? Runs. The fire engine runs. Okay, so runs is the verb here. How does it run? Fast. The fire engine runs fast. So fast is the adverb in this sentence. So you are describing the verb to be like this. The fire engine runs fast. Runs is the verb, and how it runs? Fast. Suppose the fire engine runs slow, then slow will be the adverb. Okay, and one more thing, many people often write fastly. When they are speaking or writing, they use the word fastly. It is absolutely wrong. There is no word called fastly. Okay, there is no such term called fastly. We can say slowly, quickly, easily, readily, steadily, etc. But there is no word called fastly. You should only tell fast. Make it fast, complete the notes fast, complete the work fast. Never use the word fastly. Okay. Second one, listen to his speech carefully. So I am asking you. Imagine that I am asking Naushin ma'am or Mamta ma'am, somebody to listen to his speech carefully. So I am asking you to do an action, and that action is to listen. Okay. How I want you to listen? Carefully. So carefully is the adverb here. Clear. Now on the third one, I browse the web frequently. We are all people who browse web frequently, right? So I browse the web. So browse is the verb, the action that I'm doing. And how do I browse? Frequently. Hamesha. Okay. Often. Often or frequently both are same. हमेशा इंटरनेट में ब्राउजिंग करते हैं. Okay, so frequently is the adverb here. And finally, the fourth one, it rained hard. So it rained. So rain एक noun है. At the same time, it is also a verb. I hope you know that. Rain means sometimes it is a noun. Sometimes rain is a verb also. Okay, to rain means it is an action. So it rained, that is a verb. How is it raining? How did it rain? Hard. Hard means heavy rain, strong rains. Okay, just like how it is now raining in Maharashtra, Kerala, Karnataka, etc. Okay, so hard is the adverb here. So this is how adverbs are used to describe verbs in a sentence. And there is one more thing that you can easily remember. Like many adverbs end with the words ly. Ly. For example, slowly, easily, quickly, carefully, frequently, readily, steadily. Okay, so they end with ly. So this is a tip that you can understand. Okay, so in general, adverbs are words that are used to modify a verb, an adjective, or another adverb. So, an adverb tells more about a verb in the sentence, and the examples are as told here. Okay, so here the words the fast, carefully, browse the web frequently, hard, all these are adverbs. Okay, now moving to the next use. Okay, an adverb describes more about an adjective in a sentence. We already told that adverbs can describe not only describe verbs, they can also describe adjectives in the sentence. So let's see how is it done. The first one is the news is very surprising. The coffee is extremely hot, so be careful. Nature is really amazing. Okay, so in these sentences you can see the news is the subject here. Okay, the news is surprising. So surprising is an adjective. The news is surprising. Okay, how is it surprising? Very surprising. So surprising is an adjective and very is an adverb. Okay, similarly if I say you look very beautiful, you look very beautiful. So beautiful is an adjective and I am using the word very, again an adverb. So an adverb is describing an adjective itself. Okay, the next one is the coffee is extremely hot, so be careful. The coffee is extremely hot. So I am describing the coffee to be hot. The coffee is hot. Okay, so hot is an adjective. How is it hot? Extremely hot. Okay, so extremely is again an adverb. And finally, nature is really amazing. So here you can see that nature is amazing. So I'm describing the nature to be amazing. Amazing is the adjective. And how is it amazing? Really amazing. So really is the adverb here. Okay. So adverbs are not only used to describe verbs, they are also used to describe adjectives. Okay, just a minute. Please give me a minute. Okay, so now moving to the third part, let's see how adverb can modify another adverb in a sentence. This is the third use. So, how adverbs are going to describe another adverb in a sentence? Let's see. For example, the first one is it rains very hard. It rains very hard. So we already checked an example that it rained hard, right? When adverbs are used to describe verbs, we checked it rained hard. So hard was an adverb. Here they are telling it rained very hard. So hard is already the first adverb. Very is the second adverb. So adverb को describe करते हैं. Adverb is to adverb. So it rains very hard. Similarly, computers run much faster these days. So computers run. Okay, run is a verb. Faster is an adverb because that is describing the verb run. Again, faster is added. That is, it is again modified. It is a meaning is added to faster by using the word much. So there are two adverbs here. One is much and the other one is faster. So computers run much faster these days. So faster is the first adverb, much is the second adverb. And similarly, I clean my room less frequently because I am busy. Sometimes we all say this lame excuse, right? We don't clean our rooms or houses because we would be always busy. So similarly, it's told, I clean my room less frequently because I am busy. So here frequently is an adverb already and less frequently. So less is again the second adverb used to modify the first adverb frequently. Okay. So this is how adverbs are divided into three types. Adverb used to describe a verb, then adverbs for adjectives and adverbs for adverbs itself. Now, here are some common adverbs. Commonly, adjectives can be changed to adverbs by adding ly. So, generally, we can form adverbs by adding ly to adjectives. For example, slow, slowly, quick, quickly, comfortable, comfortably, loud, loudly, from clear, clearly. Okay, so slow, quick, comfortable, loud, clear. All these are adjectives. It is from these adjectives that you are getting adverbs by adding ly. You are just adding ly to these words. Okay, so it is not able to do that from for all the adjectives. But in most of the adjectives we can do that. Slow, slowly, easy, easily. ready, readily, steady, steadily, frequent, frequently. But for often, we can't do. We can't say often, oftenly. That's not possible. Often is often. Similarly, hard. Okay, much, less. All these are the adverbs which are in a different form. Okay, and there are some other adjectives that can be changed to adverbs just by cutting the y and adding ly to them. Okay, so for example, happy becomes happily, easy becomes easily. So here you can see happy, in happy, that y is striked off, and instead of y you are adding ily. Similarly, for easily you are again striking off the y and adding ily. So this is the common method how you can form adverbs from adjectives. Okay. So with this we have completed adverbs. As I promised you, adverbs is a very small topic, I told you, right? So this is all about adverbs. Okay. So I hope this is clear for you. So now we can slowly move to the next topic, that is tenses. Okay, so tenses is an important topic in English because without tenses, nothing is possible. Without tenses, we cannot form any sentence. So, tenses are as important as any other topic in grammar. Okay, what is meant by tense? What is meant by tense? Just can anyone tell? Just and switch off the mic and tell. Switch on the mic and tell. Sorry. What is meant by a tense? Yes, tense means somebody was telling. Yeah, time. Exactly. Very good. Tense means time. My screen is visible, right? My screen is visible. Okay. Okay. Fine. Yeah. So tense का मतलब है time. So basically, if we tell any sentence in English, or we speak any sentence or write any sentence in English, definitely it requires a tense. Definitely there will be a time mentioned directly or indirectly in it. So without a tense, without mentioning a particular tense, it is not possible to frame a sentence at all. So if that is the case, let's check what are tenses. So actually, I have maximized my screen. Okay, so for you, maybe I will read out this list so that I will read out the points so that it will be okay for you. So tense means time. Generally, tense means a time, and tense refers to the time in which an action is performed. So tense means time, and tense refers to an action which is performed at a time. It refers to the time in which an action is performed. So basically, there are three tenses in English: present tense, past tense, and future tense. Or you can say past tense, present tense, and future tense. So these are the prime three tenses that everyone knows. Even little children know that. Even kids know that there are three tenses: past tense, present tense, and future tense. But what we are going to study is we are going to study all the 12 tenses in detail. So from this we can understand tenses are not three, they are again classified and made 12. So how do we get 12 from 3? Each tense is divided into 4. That is, past tense is divided into 4. Present tense is divided into 4 and future tense is again divided into 4. So 4 plus 4 plus 4 we get 12 tenses. So from now onwards, if anyone asks you how many tenses are there in English, if you already know, that is fine. If someone says 3, if someone has said 3 tenses, please change it. From now onwards it is 12 tenses. Okay, so we are just going to check the names of the tenses. Okay, so first one is simple present tense. That is, I have classified the tenses into 3: present tense, past tense, and future tense. First, we are going to look at the tenses under present tense. So they are, you can note it down. Under present tense, the first tense is simple present tense, and the second one is present continuous tense. The third one is present perfect continuous tense. perfect tense, and the fourth one is present perfect continuous tense. I repeat, present perfect tense and present perfect continuous tense. Okay, so again, under past tense, we have simple past tense, past continuous tense, past perfect tense, and past perfect continuous tense. Then we have simple future tense. Just a minute, I will share you another screen. I think that screen would be a little more legible for you to read. Okay. I think this is okay now, right? Simple present tense, present continuous tense, present perfect tense, past tense. Now, under past tense, we have simple past tense, past perfect tense, past continuous tense, past perfect tense, and past perfect continuous tense. And under future tense, we have simple future tense, future continuous tense, future perfect tense, and future perfect tense. So, mostly we will be studying the first four tenses today. Okay, the first four tenses will be completed today. Okay, so that you will be not confused between present, past, and future. If we study all of these things together, no, you will have some kind of confusion. Therefore, we will just focus only on the first four tenses. Fine. Okay, so now let's check which part of speech is affected by the change in tense. This is an important question. There are 8 parts of speech, as we already told. So, which part of speech is affected by the change in tense? Okay, so there are 8 parts of speech, but there is one part of speech that is affected by the change in tense. And that part of speech is none other than verbs. It is the verb that changes according to the change in tense. As studied earlier, there are 3 forms for every main verb. That is base form, past form, and past participle form. That is V1, V2, and V3. So it is these 3 forms that change from one another when the tense changes. So base form or V1 is used in the present tense. Past form or V2 is used in the past tense, and past participle form or V3 is used in perfect tenses. Okay, sometimes people will have a confusion that they are using the V3 in future tense. It's not like that. V3 is not used for future tenses, rather, it is used for perfect tenses. Okay, V1 is for present tense, V2 is for past tense, and the V3 is for perfect tenses. So, what about future tense? For future tense, we will be using V1 and V3 together. In some cases, for a simple future and future continuous, we use V1, and for a future perfect and future perfect continuous, we use V3. So, for all the perfect tenses, we use V3. So, now let's check the tenses one by one. The first category is present tense. Okay, so present tense, out of the 4 tenses under present tense, let's first check what is meant by a simple present tense. Okay, so simple present tense generally has 4 uses. Okay, 4 uses. So before moving to the uses, let's check what is the structure of this tense. This is the structure of this tense. Please note it down. Simple present tense structure is subject plus V1 plus object. Please note it down. Okay. Okay, so subject plus V1 plus object is the structure of this tense. And now let's check what is the uses, what are the uses of this tense. Okay, so the first use is to show a habitual or repeated action and that happens in everyday life. Okay, so everybody will have a habit or a kind of routine followed in life, right? You will have a routine, I will have a routine, everyone will have a routine or a habit or any repeated action or routine that happens in our daily life is expressed in simple present tense. Okay, whatever be the habit or the repeated actions or the practices that we follow in our everyday life, it is with simple present tense that we represent them. For example, I go to school every day. We play together in the evening. He smokes. So let's first check whether these sentences follow the structure. Okay, so what was the structure of simple present tense? Subject plus V1 plus object, right? Subject plus V1 plus object. So now let's check whether these sentences follow that correct structure. Because unless they don't follow the structure, we cannot say that these sentences are in simple present tense. So let's check. I go to school every day. So I is the subject. Go. Go is the verb in V1. Okay. To school every day. That is the object. So this sentence follows the structure properly. So this is in simple present tense. Next is we play together in the evening. So we again, it is the subject. Play is the verb. Together in the evening. That is the object. So this is also following the structure. Hence it is in simple present tense. He smokes. He smokes. Here there is an exception. There is only subject and verb. There is no object. But we already know that even if there is no object in a sentence, that's absolutely okay. It is not necessary that always you should write sentences with subject or with objects. Okay, even if there are no objects, that's fine. If it gives a meaning, then you can go ahead with that sentence. So he smokes. Here only there is a subject and verb, but that is also a meaningful sentence. So hence it is in simple present tense. Okay, so I go to school every day, simple present tense. We play together in the evening, simple present tense. He smokes also is in simple present tense. Okay, now the second use to express a universal truth. Universal truth means any universal fact that nobody can deny, that nobody can challenge. Okay, it is accepted by everyone. For example, the best example is the sun rises in the east. The sun rises in the east. Right? We all know that the sun rises in the Purva Disha. Purva Disha is east. Right? So the sun rises in the east. Here the sun is the subject, rises is the verb, in the east is the object. Similarly, human is the only animal which can think. So human is the subject. Is the verb. Okay, here we don't have an action verb. Hence, we are considering is the helping verb. Is a helping verb, so we can consider it as the main verb. Okay, human is. Is in V1 form because it is in present tense. Is in present tense. The past tense is was. So that is also correctly followed here. Human is. Then the only animal which can think is the object. Chicken. So human is the only animal which can think. That is also a universal truth. In the sense, it is not that other animals cannot think and process their actions. They can also think. They can also search for food, hunt for food, lead a family, everything. But it is human being that has the most intelligence of all other beings. Okay, so that is the reason this sentence is formed. Okay, next, moving to the third use, to express a future action already planned. So this is sometimes a confusing thing, but once you clearly understand the concept, this will be very, very easy. That is, future actions are represented in future tense. Agreed. Future actions are told in future tense. But here, some future actions that are already planned, to happen on this day or that day, such actions can be expressed in simple present tense. So if you look at the examples, you will get an idea. The first one is the exam starts at 10 o'clock. The exam starts at 10 o'clock. So imagine that I'm going to write an exam, and that exam is on Monday. On Monday, the exam is from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. or 1 p.m. 10 to 12, we can maybe consider it for 2 hours. So the exam is only on Monday, that is day after tomorrow. But the rules of the exam are already scheduled, that is already planned. Though it is a future action, the rules are already framed and planned. Hence, I can tell that in simple present tense. The exam starts at 10 o'clock on Monday. Maybe if I want, I can include that on Monday. So let's check whether the structure is followed here. The exam is the subject, starts is the verb, at 10 o'clock is the object. Right? Everything is fine. Okay. She leaves to her office tomorrow morning. She is the subject, leaves is the verb, to her office tomorrow morning is the object. The CM inaugurates the function at 11 a.m. Imagine that your CM is going to come to your school to inaugurate some important club or forum on Monday. So it is already planned that the CM will inaugurate the function at 11 a.m. on Monday or some other day. Since it is already planned, we can tell that in simple present tense. The CM inaugurates the function at 11 a.m. So the CM is the subject, inaugurates is the verb. It is an action, and the function at 11 a.m. is the object. Okay. And now moving to the last use of this tense to express scientific facts or permanent truths. This is like universal truths only. There are lots of scientific facts, scientific truths. For example, water freezes at 0 degrees Celsius. Science teachers, I think you are present here. Water freezes at 0 degrees Celsius. Similarly, water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. Human body is made up of cells. All these are scientific facts. So these facts cannot be changed. If I come and tell, no, water boils at 50 degrees Celsius, people will slap me. Right? If I go and tell this to children, children will slap me for sure. Okay, so these are facts that cannot be denied by anyone. Hence, we use that simple present tense for these sentences. So I hope simple present tense is clear for you all. Any doubts in this section? Once this is pakka, we will move to the next tense. Is it clear? Can anyone unmute the mic and tell?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, fine, very good. So now we are moving to the next tense, that is present continuous tense. As the name suggests, actions that are continuously happening or right now happening are expressed in present continuous tense. For example, what are you all doing right now? You're all attending the communicative English class. What am I doing right now? I'm teaching English to my students. So these are actions that happen continuously in the present, and such sentences are in present continuous tense. So a sentence is in present continuous tense if the subject is continuously doing an action in the present tense. For example, I am teaching in a private school. I am teaching in a private school. So if someone asks you, what do you do or what is your job? If you tell like this, I'm teaching in a private school, it means that you are continuously doing that. Right now, if someone asks you, at that moment you are teaching. So if you want to tell that I am a teacher, please tell, I teach in a private school. I teach in a private school or I am a teacher in a private school. Don't say I am teaching in a private school, because when you tell like that, it means that at that moment you are teaching. Okay, there is a difference between what do you do and what are you doing. Okay, this is a difference that many people don't know. Even I didn't know unless I prepared for some exam. Until I prepared for an exam, even I didn't know. What do you do means what do you do? In the sense, are you working or studying, or have you got married and settled in life? That is called what do you do. Okay. Whereas what are you doing means आप तुम क्या करते हैं? Like, are you studying or are you cooking or are you sleeping or reading? At present, what are you doing? So if you are using that ing form with the verb, it means at present what actions are being done. Okay. So please understand the difference between what do you do and what are you doing. Okay. Now the second one is Aaron is studying. So Aaron is right now studying. Next, children are playing in the park. This also happens right now. Okay. So I didn't show you the structure for this tense, right? Okay. The structure of this tense is interesting. This is the structure. Please note it down. Subject plus is or am or are plus V1 plus ing plus object. Please note it. I will explain it. Okay. Okay. So here you can see that the structure is subject plus is or am or are plus V1 plus ing plus object. इसका मतलब है subject is as usual the subject, is or am or are is used here, and these three are called B form verbs, auxiliary verbs. Plus, since it is a continuous tense, you have to use the ing form of the verb. So that is V1 plus ing. For example, walking, talking, eating, studying, sitting, all these are V1 plus ing. We call them gerund. Sometimes we call them gerund. 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 Okay. So subject plus is or am or are plus verb plus ing plus object. This is the structure followed. And when do we use is? It is only for singular subjects. We use are if the subject is plural, and am is used if the subject is I. If the subject is I, we can use only am. If the subject is singular, we can use is. And if the subject is plural, you can use are. Okay? So now let's check the second use of present continuous tense. To denote a near future action already planned. So before that, let me also show you whether these sentences are following the structure. The first one was I am teaching in a private school. So I is the subject plus am plus teaching. V1 plus ing plus in a private school is the object. Similarly, Aaron is the subject, is the helping verb, studying is the V1 plus ing, and there is no object here. That's okay. Children is the subject, are, children is plural, so you are using are, plus playing, V1 plus ing, in the park is object. So all the sentences are following the structure properly. Clear? Now moving to the second use. To denote a near future action already planned. Near future action means something that is going to happen after a few hours or today itself. That is called near future action. That doesn't take a long time. Okay, near future action means that will happen very soon. For example, I am going to a movie tonight. Tonight means today night. It's not too far, right? It's not too long. Today night itself. So I am going to a movie tonight. Similarly, I am going to cook a special dish for you. Okay, so here I plus am plus going is the V1 plus ing, and the rest of the parts are object. And there is a tip for you. Now, right now, at present, at this moment, still, today, etc. are used in present continuous tense. Okay, for example, in the sentence Aaron is studying, if I want, I can just add Aaron is studying right now. Or I can say Aaron is studying at this moment. Or Aaron is studying now. All these are possible. So that is not compulsory. These are some extensions. Clear? So next we are moving to the third tense, present perfect tense. Present perfect tense has only one use. It has only one use. It is to show an action that happened just before some time. Just before some time. We can actually it is past tense, but It didn't take place too long back. It just took place a few minutes back, maybe half an hour or 1 hour back or something. So to show a near past action, you can use present perfect tense. So the present perfect tense is used to show an action which has happened just before some time or a while before. That is in the near past. We studied near future for simple present tense, right? In simple present tense. Similarly, present perfect tense is used to show an action that happened in the near past. Okay, so now let's check the structure of this tense. Here we are going to introduce the V3 form. Okay, so subject plus has or have plus V3 plus object. Please note it down. Structures are very important. Okay, once you are thorough with the 12 structures, okay, once you're thorough with all the 12 structures, then everything will be fine. Even if you are suddenly struck like what tense is this, or how to write a sentence in simple present or present perfect or past perfect, you can immediately just recall that. You can recall the structure and you can frame a sentence. Okay, so subject plus has or have plus V3 plus object. Here you can see that the third form of the verb, that is past participle tense of the past participle form of the verb is used. And has or have has is used with singular subjects. Has is for singular subjects. He, she, it, Mamta, Gauri, Meghna, for all these singular subjects. And have is used for plural subjects. Have is for plural subjects. Okay. So now let's check the examples for the first use, present perfect tense. You have written a letter. You have written a letter. So here you is the subject plus have. We can't say you has. It is you have. Plus written is the V3 form plus a letter is the object. So subject plus have plus V3 plus a letter is the object. This is a positive sentence. I have mentioned it as positive because you must also be able to write the negative form of this sentence. If it is a negative sentence, then it would be you have not written a letter. That would be the negative sentence. So there is only one difference. You are just adding the word not. That's it. Okay. Next is I have just finished my work. I have just finished my work. So this is also in present perfect tense. Next, Ram has broken his arm. So Ram is the subject. Ram is singular, so you are using has. Broken. Break ka V3 hai broken. Broken. His arm is the object. Okay. So now checking the other two uses. Actually, there are two more uses, but the first use is more important. The other two uses are like miscellaneous. So the next use is to express past actions whose time is not given. Sometimes no actions would be in past tense, but we don't know when it happened or at what time it happened. In such cases, we can use the present perfect tense. For example, I have seen him before. So here you can see I have seen him before, seen him in the past, but the time is not sure, but the time is unknown. I have seen him before. Okay. And finally, and here you can see I plus have plus seen. Seen is the V3 of see plus him before is the object. And the last use is to express an action which happened before the expected time in the past. This happens often in our life. We would have set a timeline for something to happen, but things would take place even before the time we expect. Okay. So in such cases, the word already is used. Already. Okay. So for example, I have already booked the tickets. Similarly, she has already paid the fee. So here you can see that I is the subject. You are using have plus already. Booked is the V3 plus the tickets. Nothing. You are just adding a word already in the sentence. Structure is same. Subject plus has or have plus V3 plus object. Just in between before the V3 you are adding the word already. Next is she has already paid the fee. Pay, paid, paid. Paid is the V3 form of pay. Okay. So this is all about present perfect tense. And finally, moving to present perfect continuous tense, we have 10 more minutes. So I think we can complete this. Present perfect continuous tense is used to show an action that began in the past and is still continuing. So here the situation is little different. Imagine that some action started in the past and it is still continuing. Okay? In such cases, we can use present perfect continuous tense. The actions would have already started at some point of time in the past, but it still happens to continue. So we have two valid examples here. The first one is Mala has been working here for 10 years. The second one is Ravi has been teaching since 2010. Okay, so let's check the structure. Please note down the structure. Subject plus has or have plus been plus verb plus ing plus since or for plus time. This is the exact structure of present perfect continuous tense. Instead of has or have plus V3 in present perfect, what you are doing? You are changing that has or have plus been, and you are changing the V3 to V1 plus ing, because this is also a continuous tense. Remember, in all the continuous and the perfect continuous tenses, the verb will be in continuous form. Okay, so verb plus ing plus since or for plus time. Okay, this tense is important and is commonly used in our daily communication. Okay, this is just like present perfect tense only. The only difference is present perfect tense is used to show an action that took place just before some time, but present perfect continuous is not like that. Action started in the past, but it is still continuing. Okay, so now let's check the examples now. Mala has been working here for 10 years. So Mala is the subject. Has, singular. Mala is singular, so you are using has been. So Mala plus has plus been plus V1 plus ing. Working here for or since. So I have used the word for 10 years. It means that Mala started working here 10 years back and she is still continuing to work here. She still works here. Mala has been working here for 10 years means Mala already started working here 10 years ago and still she is continuing here to work. Okay, similarly, Ravi has been teaching since 2010. It means Ravi is a subject, has been teaching since 2010. Means he started teaching in 2010 and is still continuing that. So either you can use for or you can use since. For is used with a period of time. For example, 5 years, 2 years, 10 years, like that, to show a period. Whereas since is used with a point of time, an exact point, an exact year or date or month, something like that. For and since we will have a separate topic. Okay. So at that time we will get a better understanding. So either you can use for with a period of time or since with a point of time. Anyways, both are correct in present perfect continuous tense. Okay. So this is the only use for present perfect continuous tense. Okay. So I will give you some additional examples for present perfect continuous so that it will be helpful for you. Please listen. I have been washing the utensils from half an hour. So here, I started washing the utensils half an hour back. And it's been 30 minutes now. Still I am continuing. So that is why that is in present perfect continuous tense. Similarly, you have been working here for 6 months. This is also in that tense. For 6 months. It shows a period of time. I have been working in TCS for 5 years. It means I started working in TCS 5 years back and I'm still continuing. I have been working in TCS for 5 years. You have not been doing the work. This is a negative sentence. We have been living here since, I'm sorry, we have been living here from 2010 or since 2010. Both are correct. They have been asking for a loan. It means that in the past also they were asking for a loan. Even now they are asking for a loan. He has been playing in the ground. She has been cooking biryani. Abhay has been using this computer. Tita has been helping her mother when she was not well. So, in some sentences, there is no time mentioned, but that's okay. It can be any time. Even if there is no period or point of time mentioned, if the structure is followed, then the sentence is in present perfect continuous tense. Okay? So, these are the four tenses under present tense. And now let's do an activity. With this activity, we can wind up today's session. Okay? So, please switch on your mic, everyone. Okay, this is the activity time. 10 sentences are given. Each one of you should identify the tense of each sentence. The first one is Raman is a doctor.
Simple present
Very
tense.
good, very good. Next is Radha and Krishna are my best friends.
Simple present tense.
Very good. Okay, Radha and Krishna are my best friends. Okay. Susan is cooking in the kitchen.
Present continuous tense.
Very good. Mohan is riding his bicycle.
Present continuous.
Okay. Vivek has been asking for donation.
Present perfect continuous tense.
Exactly. He has been working in my office since many years.
Present perfect continuous tense.
Okay. Rekha and Rajiv have given me a letter.
Present perfect tense.
Very good, very good. Because there is no been here, so it is plain present perfect tense. Yeah. Roshan and Ranjan have been writing a beautiful poem.
Present continuous tense.
Can you retry?
Present perfect continuous tense.
Yes,
Present
yes.
perfect continuous tense.
Yeah, it's present perfect continuous tense. Okay. Yeah. The principal has submitted the complaint letter to the university.
Present perfect.
Very good. And the last one goes, we have traveled to Canada and Malaysia.
Present perfect tense.
Exact. Very good. Okay. So with this, we have completed a simple present tense, present perfect, simple present, present continuous, present perfect, and present perfect continuous tenses. Okay, so let me just give you a recap. Okay, so today we started tenses. Okay, how many tenses are there in total?
12.
Okay, so what is the first tense that we studied today?
Simple present.
Okay, so what is the structure of simple present tense?
Subject V1 object.
Very good. Subject plus V1 plus object. And what about the second tense? What was the second tense? What is the second tense that we studied?
Ma'am, actually, I didn't join early because I was in section.
Okay, so what happened to other people? Like they were in the lab, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, the video was also on.
Due to electricity issue, they were disconnected.
Okay, okay. So are all attending from your phone?
No, no.
Okay, so how are the others attending? Okay, no, I'm asking, itni samay, how were they attending the class?
They were attended. Yes, in library, but just now for fact that electricity issue was there, so that's why they were left.
Okay, so what about the present continuous tense? What is the structure? Anyone?
Which ma'am? Can you repeat
Present,
please?
present continuous tense.
Present continuous tense. Subject
Yes.
plus first form of verb plus I, subject plus am is are
Am, is, or are.
plus
Okay.
am is or are plus first form of verb plus ing and object.
Very good. Subject plus is or am or are plus V1 plus ing plus object. Okay. And the third tense is present perfect tense. What is the structure? Present perfect tense.
Subject
Hmm.
plus has or have plus we verb 3 and
Okay.
plus object.
Very good. And the last tense was present perfect continuous tense. Okay. So what is the structure?
Subject plus had have plus
Hmm.
been plus verb plus ing plus since or for plus time.
Okay, very good. Okay, so in the next class, I will ask you all a sentence each from one tense. Okay, that is for simple present, for present continuous, present perfect. For all these tenses, you have to give one sentence. Okay, so be ready with those sentences. Just four sentences. Each person have to be ready with just four sentences for each sentence corresponding one tense. Okay, so in the next class, we will also begin the past tense and future tense can also be completed. Since we were learning adverbs for the first 20 minutes, we could complete only the present tense today. But in the next class, we can complete past tense and future tense together. Okay, so it was a nice session today, and I hope this topic is clear for you all. And one more thing, the parts of speech are totally 8 in number. So we have three more parts of speech: prepositions, conjunctions, and interjections. These three parts of speeches will be handled once we complete tenses because they are not important now. Once you are thorough with noun, pronoun, verb, etc., immediately it's good to learn tenses so that you will not forget it. Okay, once we complete tenses, then we can look into other topics. Similarly, since and for. That is a small topic which can be discussed for half an hour or something. Since and for. Where to use since and where to use for. Okay, generally for is used with a period of time. For 2 years, for 1 year, for 1 week, for 3 days, something like that. And the since is used with a point of time. For example, since Monday, since Sunday, since January, since 2020, it shows a particular point, right? Some particular day or a month or year. So here is where we use since. So since and for have some differences. Both are used with the time only, but the context where we have to use them has to be understood. Basically, they are used with perfect and perfect continuous tenses only. So that's what I told. Tense is the base for all the topics from here onwards. Unless you are thorough with the tenses, then you can crack any topic. Okay, unless you don't study that topic well, no, you cannot grab any other topic. Okay, so see you all on next Saturday. Have a nice weekend. See you all in August.
Okay,
Fine.
thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Ma'am.
Bye. Bye.
Bye bye.